Hey guys, welcome to Tech to Discuss. I'm Bella Rizukoji.
I'm Shalewa Williams.
Dolapo Iwadi.
Another new face. Y'all get used to her. Now, the elections this year are upon us. Many Nigerians, millions of them, will be at the polls this Saturday to cast their votes. And even more, a lot of people in the tech ecosystem have also, in the past and recently, lent their voices to the needs of the technology community when it comes to politicians and exactly what they are offering. So we'll take a look at the manifestos of two of the biggest contenders at this year's presidential election, as well as one or two other guys who are running for the same office, and what the manifestos say about the tech ecosystem, and perhaps what they want to do differently, which in one way or the other would have many of the tech leaders and voices in technology cast their votes for them. So if you are not busy doing anything, except watching this video, of course, let's discuss. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo launched last year what they call the Next Level campaign. They are the incumbent and literally the party to beat. They run under the APC party. And very interestingly, in their manifesto for the next level, they say they want to create a vibrant gig economy around business process outsourcing and the technology and creative sectors with flexibility, e-lancing, and freelancing as key features. They say they will drive procurement of startup services by promoting quota for tech startups. That's pretty interesting. And they say they have also addressed uniform rights of way charges. And the next level is to move broadband coverage to 120,000 kilometers of fiber network across Nigeria. They also want to treat broadband as critical infrastructure for public services such as education and health, and they want to increase, or rather they said they have increased the national identity database from 7 million to 32.5 million, spending less and integrating with other agencies such as INEC, the NCC, and the telcos that we have in Nigeria. This is quite straight to the point. It's very obvious that their focus is on broadband, right? And I think that is, I think it's a good focus for them, because I mean, looking at perhaps again, this might be me digressing just a bit, in their fight for corruption, people have called on them to make sure that they prosecuted a lot more people. But if we maybe use that model in the tech ecosystem and you say, okay, no, instead of focusing on just broadband, how about you do this and this and this and this and that? I don't know how productive that will be or how much result that would give to us. So I think that while there is a whole lot more that the tech ecosystem needs right now, which is not really broadband, to be honest, but the fact that they're focusing on broadband, I think, is a good way to just streamline, their focus for the next level.
I mean, I agree with you to some extent because personally, I think the science and tech ecosystem in Nigeria seems very detached from the government. That's the way it seemed over, like 2 decades or something. That's how it's been. So there's a ministry that exists, for instance, and science and tech has just seemed like something a couple of smart guys have come together to build on their own.
Regardless of what the government or politicians.
Exactly. So it's good that they focus on that because they're trying not to, deceive themselves or something like that.
Right.
And support people who are already doing this. So we know how valuable the internet is.
Yeah.
People work using the internet. They use it to do businesses.
Yes.
People grow businesses online and stuff like that. So the fact that they want to focus on that, I think, is them not trying to bite more than they can chew.
Exactly.
Because there's a whole lot more. Exactly. There's a whole lot more that they need to do. And if I could add to what you said about the, President Muhammadu Buhari and Osinbajo's plans for the tech ecosystem, they also included that they want to provide, they plan to provide rather $500 million innovation fund to tech and creative sector to create 500,000 jobs, and then train 200,000 youth for outsourcing markets in technology services and entertainment. And this seems a bit vague. I mean, there'll be questions surrounding where the money is going to come from and stuff, how the funding
who it will go to, how they will distribute the funds.
I mean, because that has been a problem even in the creative space. I remember Nollywood too, when there was a former president, promising money and all that. But the fact that the government is this administration rather plans to hit some critical areas like funding, broadband penetration is, I think it's a good thing in itself.
I also am of the opinion that looking at how involved the vice president has been in the tech ecosystem, they should have come up with something better than this. I'm just saying, because I think he had the opportunity of meeting with many young people. There was Demo Africa. I think they had about 2 editions, at least in the last 4 years. And he also visited a lot of hubs. He went to quite a number of startups as well. I know particularly that he went to Flutterwave. I know he went to Paystack. I know he went to CC Hub. So I'm thinking, from all his visits to these places, what exactly were they saying? I know that CC Hub would be very big on broadband penetration because they are doing that to enable many young startup owners and developers, to come up with ideas and all of that. But beyond that, what other things can they really do? And when it came down to it, was that the major thing that they saw as the biggest problem from all of the places that they visited? I'm curious about that. Really, I'm curious about that.
I think the part I'm actually very curious about is how this tech thing is going to be expanded in schools. I just graduated from computer engineering.
Yes, you did.
And then I would say, even though my school is like the best university in Nigeria.
No flex zone.
Yeah. I still feel like there's still a lot of work to be done as per tech and stuff in schools. Like, what are they doing as per research and all of these things? People say they are actually going to improve research in schools, but what are the measurable things that they are doing?
Practical steps.
Exactly, to improve things in research in these schools. For example, I took a course robotics, and honestly, I don't know nothing in that robotics. Don't tell anybody. But seriously, like I felt when I was introduced to the course, I felt like it was stuff that was going to be practical, stuff that I was going to do like hands-on and all. But I couldn't see anything. We had labs and all. I'm not trying to spoil my school, but we couldn't feel all those things. So what exactly is the government going to do, this new government coming in, going to do as per research in schools and improving tech in schools?
I agree with what you're saying, because that's why I mentioned that technology seems a bit detached from the Nigerian government, because they see technology only as an avenue to create jobs for people. So they think of technology in terms of, innovation hubs, startups and everything. Let's give this youth some employment. But they're not thinking of technology as a solution to Nigeria's problems.
Exactly.
So we're not thinking of how to use technology to solve issues. I mean, when I was going through technology, I was trying to see how they also infuse technology in other aspects of Nigeria, like education, healthcare. And technology is not an isolated thing. It's not just for people to say, I'm a coder or something like that. It's for schools, education, it's for health, it's for power.
Everything.
Personally, I feel if I was in politics, for instance, technology would be something. I know there's a lot of bureaucracy that goes on in government, but something to solve Nigeria's power supply and failure in power supply.
I feel like technology should be like the center right now of the solution to all Nigerian.
Because regardless of what even the government is doing right now, there's a lot of innovation that's happening in the tech ecosystem.
Yes.
So imagine that the government now made these guys an integral part of their administration. There will be a lot of growth and development. But speaking of innovation and whatnot, we have now touched on the next level manifesto. Let's look at the Making Nigeria Work Again manifesto, which is by PDP candidate Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
He has said that the objectives that he has for a few policies around technology would be aiming to place Nigeria in a leading position to take advantage of global strides in innovation and technological advancements that will bring immense benefits to the economy. The objectives will include promoting the role of technology in governance, building digital literacy, promoting private sector technological innovation and enterprise, and promoting technological hubs across the country and link them with existing industrial development centers. And what they will do in particular to achieve all of these objectives will be to implement a 4-year plan for the digitization of major government operations, such as the procurement to achieve transparency and reduce leakages. That's quite broad. Strengthen the use of business intelligence software to analyze public service productivity, improve the tech startup ecosystem by providing finance and infrastructure, reviewing with timelines partnership agreements with experienced foreign incubators and accelerators to improve the penetration of technological advancements in the country, and enforcing and protecting intellectual property rights known to be indispensable for technological innovation. Do you understand all that English though?
No, that was plenty of English. But
the document wasn't so specific.
Exactly, I was about to say that.
It was like a blanket.
It was a
document.
blank.